I need to know everything, who and the what and the where, I need everything. Trust me, I hear what you're saying, but act like it's new what you're telling me. I'm curious, George, I hop in the Porsche, it's 5 and a horse, I'm ready for war, I'm coming for throats, to turn to a ghost, I need to know everything. Now you be surprised at the info you get is by letting them talk, so I'm letting them talk. Gotta keep quiet, maneuver in silence, then let them in, chalk up their body, another one body, that's just how it go. I got some secrets, I'm shaking the game so they stay on their toes. Stay in your lane, how to stay on the go. I can play with the pros.
Is this microphone on? Yeah, we're good. What's going on, everybody? I hope everybody's having a great day today. Today we are taking a look at a nice little combo that I put together, including the Canon EOS R, the new RF 15-35 F2.8 image stabilized lens, which I am loving right now, and this little bad boy right here, the MOZA Air 2. Now, MOZA sent me this gimbal back when it first came out, and I apologize, MOZA, I have yet to get to the review until right now, but there's a good reason for that. I just didn't feel like I was working with the right setup at the time to test the full potential of this bad boy out. I was working with the Sony a6400, not really a heavy setup. My little Weeble Lab handles it just fine, so I know that it's gonna be a cakewalk for it. And then I picked up the Olympus OMD EM1 Mark II, had it for about 30 days. I enjoyed it, but using a Micro Four Thirds camera just kind of made me realize how much I missed using a full frame setup since leaving the Sony a7 III. But we're back at it now, full frame action, ready to go, big dog setup, and I'm liking it. I'm liking the size, I'm liking the weight, I'm liking the nice big grip. I'm actually liking the big lens. It feels good in hand. It feels right. I think I'm at home right now with Canon. I think I'm gonna stay invested. And with this camera and this lens, I think we finally have a worthy setup to put this bad boy to the test. But first, give me that goddamn intro.
Resume is a heavyweight, yeah. Put it on my back, give me everything, yeah. I need everything. I need all of everything, yeah.
I'm gonna put this little gimbal away right now because I don't really need it. I'm not shooting with it today. I shot with it yesterday with my girlfriend, the most beautiful girl in the world, Vanessa Gomes, and I got some test shots out with this. So we're gonna talk about my experience with this entire setup today, and I'll let you guys know exactly how I feel. This is one of the things I don't like. It's the only one, but we'll get back to that later. So me and Vanessa went out yesterday and we got a few test shots using this entire setup, and I gotta say, it performed really well. So here's a handheld shot without the gimbal. All right, go ahead. But now, let's check it out using the MOZA Air 2.
Okay.
All right, 1, 2, 3, go. Now let's go back the other way. We'll do the same thing just to get another take. All right, go ahead. All right.
And I'm gonna walk straight.
Right at me.
Okay.
Come a little closer. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
We also did a running test, and this thing performed pretty well. I ran down a bumpy grass hill that was just all sorts of uneven pretty fast. Like, I started off just at a decent jog, and then I started sprinting, and it performed really well. And I'm not adding any stabilization in post after this either. All right, I'm not gonna like dart, and my pants are probably gonna fall. And I'm running downhill. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm darting right now. So if this is steady, I'm impressed. Now, one of the funny things is, if you pay attention to this footage, I don't know why Vanessa's running so hard trying to keep up with me. I have no clue. I thought she was just gonna stay put where she was. Not to mention, she's wearing heels, okay? So I'm not really big on specs on this channel as far as, you know, going down the list and saying every single thing that a product can do. It's just not my style. There are a million other channels that focus specifically on that. Now, one of the specs I will throw out there is that the MOZA Air 2 has a 9-pound payload. This is a pretty hefty setup with this lens, and throwing it on that gimbal, it handled it well. Also, I really like the interface. I like the controls. Everything, I think for the first time in my life, I'm actually using the word intuitive with a gimbal. I've learned gimbals, you get used to them over time. You use them so often that you kind of just know it without having to think about it. But that's not exactly intuition. With the MOZA Air 2, the interface kind of just feels right. It feels easy and it feels like everything is working how it's supposed to work. I like all the controls. I like the way everything's set up. So the menu system, big thumbs up, very easy to use, and so is the app. We'll start walking here. Found some good lighting. I kind of don't want to leave, but yeah, let's start walking. Another feature that I really love with this gimbal is on the follow focus wheel, since a lot of people, nobody really that I know actually uses the follow focus wheel to pull focus. You could remap it to do a bunch of different things. I have mine set to control the roll. So sometimes when you're using a gimbal, pretty much every time that I've ever used a gimbal, at some point you get it to where even though the gimbal is built perfectly level, it kind of just, it's tilting either this way or this way. And with that wheel, you could really level things out perfectly and it works great. Not to mention, if you're nice with the controls and your timing, then you can get some shots like you saw in the beginning of the video. Now, I do have one single complaint with this gimbal, and I kind of briefly mentioned it in the beginning, and that is the fact that you cannot lock all 3 axes. Not super fond of that. When I go on paid jobs, I like to kind of set my camera and gimbal up at home if I know that that's what I'll mainly be using, like a real estate gig. I like to set it up at home, have everything perfectly balanced, and then I get in the car, I turn it off, and I like to lock everything and then just lay it down in the seat, and then once I get to the location, pull it out and get going. Since using the Weeble Lab where you can lock every single moving part on that gimbal, which I absolutely love, number one, it makes it easy to travel and it makes it extremely easy to balance. I kind of got spoiled, and I feel like I need that feature in every gimbal moving forward for the rest of my life. Honestly, I don't care if it's a smartphone gimbal. So we'll see what happens with the MOZA Air 3. Is it a deal breaker? No, not at all. It's a great gimbal and I love using it. It's just one little annoying thing you got to deal with. So Vanessa thought she was just helping me out with this video, but I told her about a week ago that I had a little surprise for her. So what she was actually doing was helping me out with shooting her brand new intro. So, give me that brand new goddamn intro! You like it? Hope so. Now I don't have to spend any money on you for Christmas. So, final thoughts on this entire setup. I gotta be honest, man, I am absolutely loving it. Loving this lens. It's, to me, it was worth every dollar. It was an investment for me. I do a lot of professional work, so I'm gonna get my money's worth out of it. I'm loving the camera, the 1080p, it's the best 1080p I've ever seen in my life. Everything looks great and I'm super happy. And this is an unsponsored video. MOZA is not giving me any money. They didn't ask me to say anything nice. They just sent me the gimbal and said, tell us what you think, so this is what I think. It's freaking great. Good job, MOZA. Just lock the axes on the MOZA Air 3, please. Thank you. I can't wait to see how well this performs on my next real estate property. So we're definitely going to be doing a whole video on that. We're going to see how this entire setup performs on the very next real estate property I shoot. Hopefully it's a really beautiful house so we can see the full potential of it. But until then, we're done here. My back and neck are hurting and I got a bunch of things to do. Thumbs up if you happen happen to like this video at all, make sure you guys go check out Vanessa's channel. She's doing great things over there. She's new to the game. She has a new video about to drop this week, including yours truly. So if you want to check that out, it's going to be a funny one. Make sure you go over there, subscribe, write something nice in the comments, make her feel good about herself, spread the positivity. If you're new here and you haven't subscribed, make sure you do that first before you go over to her page, and then forget about little old me. Right here's the Instagram somewhere. Make sure you go follow me on that. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Enjoy your day, your night, and tomorrow morning. Salute.
Resume is a heavyweight, yeah. Put it on my back, give me everything, yeah. I need everything, I need all of everything, yeah.